What's up everybody, Eric B. Preston here, and if you don't know me, I'm actually a licensed real estate agent myself with eXp Realty, and I've had a lot of success in the past year building my YouTube channel. It's become such a critical part of what I do these days that I want to start sharing that knowledge with you. So in this video, we're going to break down my top 3 tips for getting started with YouTube, and I also have a resource. If you want to download it, leave a comment. It's called my YouTube launch package. And in that package, I'm going to show you in this video a little bit about what it's all about, but it's going to show you the equipment to buy, all the fundamental pieces you need to get started, like scripting templates, what videos to make, how to set up your channel and optimize it, how to set up your YouTube video descriptions, all that stuff. So leave a comment if you want a copy of that, and I'll get that to you. Now let's get into this video. All right, everyone, so the first thing you need to do when you're gonna think about creating YouTube content is getting some basic equipment. But that being said, you don't wanna make it too complicated. There's a lot of people I've coached on this who get really lost in equipment, and it's really easy to go down a big rabbit hole. I did it myself of what equipment to buy, having the perfect setup, and all it's gonna do is stop you from creating, okay? So I'm gonna recommend some simple equipment to buy first to get you started. However, don't go down a big rabbit hole. Keep it really simple. Like right now, I'm filming with my camera. I have a couple mics that I record with, but I have a light beside me and a window, and that's how I'm lighting myself. So it's not overly complicated. You don't need this to be super complicated to make high quality videos. You don't. Generally speaking, your phone is good enough for video or a simple webcam, okay? But the number one thing you do have to buy is a microphone, okay? Now I use a Blue Yeti. I would recommend getting yourself one. I use the Blue Yeti Mini because I'm on the road. But the number one thing, and YouTube has come out and said this themselves, is audio quality. Video quality, people can deal with 720p, okay? People can deal with lower quality video these days. A lot of people are watching on their phones, their laptops. They're not watching on these massive screens, YouTube necessarily. So people don't care so much about the video quality being perfect, but it's hard psychologically to actually listen to a video for a long time if the audio quality isn't good. So YouTube's come out and said this, that the number one factor for YouTube videos in terms of the content quality is the audio quality. So make sure you get a microphone. That's the number one thing you're gonna wanna do. And what microphone you get is gonna vary, okay? Now again, if you do download my YouTube launch package, I go into all of the equipment you want to more or less buy. But for most people, you can get started with a phone and a decent microphone, and that's really all you need. In a lot of cases, your camera can be a webcam. If you're recording like this, talking head video on your computer, just get a really simple webcam, like a Logitech C920 is a good one. I use a StreamCam, but a simple, basic webcam and then a good microphone. That's really all you need to start creating content. You don't need to complicate it any more than that. If you're a real estate agent, you want to create content in like neighborhoods and you want to go out and do neighborhood content, on my YouTube launch guide, I have some other equipment you can buy for that because that's a little bit different. You need like a tripod and all that kind of stuff. So basically, the number one thing you're going to want to do is get some basic equipment. But again, don't overcomplicate it. That's how you're going to get started. I see a lot of people that kind of get lost in equipment. They don't end up taking action, right? So that's my number one tip, guys. And by the way, if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to my channel. It really supports what I do in creating this content for you guys. Give this video a like if you like it. Give it a dislike if you didn't. It helps me. It helps tell me what content you're enjoying and what to create more of and all that kind of stuff. So, and again, leave a comment if you want a copy of this scripting template, my YouTube launch guide, the videos you got to make and all that kind of stuff. Now, that brings me to my second point about how to get started with YouTube, which is do some research and map out some videos, okay? Now, this is a step that most people miss when they go to create content. And this is how you're gonna set yourself up for success, is by actually taking the time to research what type of videos to create. Now, in my launch guide, I give you a long list of about 10 videos that you should create. But what you're gonna wanna do is actually go out and research those videos in your market to see if there's a lot of competition on YouTube for those videos currently. Now, let me give you an example here. So this is one of my eXp expansion partners who I've been doing a lot of YouTube coaching with, and they've been taking action. So I wanna give you an example here of focusing on content and researching videos. So what you wanna look for generally when you're researching content is videos that have a lot of views, but the creator has very few subscribers, okay? That indicates that there's actually a bit of a gap in the market for that type of video. And the best part about real estate YouTube videos is there's a big barrier to entry with making YouTube videos, aka getting on camera, figuring out all the stuff I'm gonna coach you through in this video. And that creates a big wide open market for most people in most markets, because most agents are not doing this, and the ones that are really aren't doing it that well. So anyways, just to give you an example of when we were researching this together. Now, if you see something like this, where a video has 11,000 views, but the creator only has 200 subscribers, that's a good indication that there's not a whole lot of competition for that type of video, okay? So this is one of my EXP expansion partners who I've been doing a lot of YouTube coaching with, and they've been taking action. So I wanna give you an example here of focusing on content and researching videos. So what you wanna look for generally when you're researching content is videos that have a lot of views, but the creator has very few subscribers, okay? That indicates that there's actually a bit of a gap in the market for that type of video. And the best part about real estate YouTube videos is there's a big barrier to entry with making YouTube videos, aka getting on camera, figuring out all the stuff I'm gonna coach you through in this video. And that creates a big wide open market for most people in most markets, because most agents are not doing this, and the ones that are really aren't doing it that well. So anyways, just to give you an example of when we were researching this together, I made a second one here. Top 5 reasons we moved to Vero Beach, and that was the first one they made, and that's 2,500 views already. And I know from that one for a fact they've actually got a lot of viewership out of it, and you see this really commonly, right? Like they have 100 subscribers, they just got started, and this video already has 2,500 views, which means there's not a huge competition there, because you know these views are not coming from their subscribers. These views are coming from people actually searching this stuff, and there not being enough competition in this space. So that's essentially what you want to do, is look for these gaps in the market, but not only that, take the titles from other videos that have worked well in other markets. So if you see a video that has worked really well in a market near you, this is what we did here, top 5 reasons we moved to Vero Beach, Florida. They took that from someone who had a successful video in another market very close to them, and they just took that exact title and actually implanted it in their video. Now that's really important to do, and this is the step most people miss, is they start coming up with content that they think will be valuable. But what you wanna do is go look what's been valuable to other people and what videos have done really well, and kind of mirror them, but in your own market. And there are proven formulas you can use, but that's one of the things you want to look for is, are there videos out there with a huge amount of viewership, but the creator has a low amount of subscribers? That indicates that there's not too much saturation in that space at the moment. So that's number 2, is do your research and then map out 2 or 3 videos using a scripting template. So I'm gonna show you the scripting template that I'm using right now for this video. This is a part of the launch package that you're gonna download if you want a copy of that. But basically, I'm talking right now on point 1, focus on content, get some basic equipment. Point 2, do some research and map out 2 to 3 videos. So this is the number 1 research video strategy that I'm on right now, okay? The second is use the video hot list in that launch package that I'm gonna give you, and basically determine 2 or 3 videos that you wanna create and start mapping them out like this. So at the top, put in a title, what you're gonna have on your thumbnail, the description, if you have a lead magnet, what you're gonna do with that lead magnet. So in this case, mine is my YouTube launch package. I have a landing page where you guys can go and download this for free. And yes, I might send you some marketing materials. That's a great way to approach YouTube, is when you create content, create a value-added piece that people can go out and actually download, and then you can collect their information. Now, as a real estate agent, that's incredibly important, right? Most people out there are creating content without a strong call to action. They're creating a content and they're not saying, take action on this or take action on this. They're just saying, hey, I'm an agent, call me, so on and so forth. But when you wanna really level up with this, yes, you should say a few call to actions as a real estate agent, like give me a call if you're looking for properties in the area. We'd be happy to help you. Check out our website, xyz.com, if you wanna see all the available properties in the area, and be sure to reach out to us if you need some help in your search. All that kind of stuff is great. But the third level to this is actually creating lead magnets. So hey, if you're relocating to Vero Beach, Florida, be sure to leave a comment and download our guide of what you need to know when moving or relocating to Vero Beach. We put a lot of energy into that, so we're gonna offer it up for free. Check it out, leave a comment, we'll send you a copy of that, right? So that does 2 things. That one, it sends them a piece of value to build trust with them. 2, you collect their information. And then 3, you also get comments on your videos. So people will comment on your videos, which signals to the algorithm people are interested in what you're saying. You also want to ask for likes, subscribes, all those kind of signals tell YouTube that the content is valuable and people care about it, okay? The number one factor in the YouTube algorithm is actually watch time. You want people to continue to watch your videos. That's why you gotta be high energy, keep people engaged, otherwise they'll just leave. These are all important things, okay? Now, that's my point number 2 is do your research, map out a couple of videos, use proven formulas and strategies, and I've given you those in this resource for free. So make sure you get a copy of that. Point 3 I wanna make is focus on creating content. I know I said this before in point 1, but focus on creating content. I cannot stress that enough. People get lost in equipment and editing and all this other stuff. The reality is your first 5 YouTube videos are probably not gonna be that great, and you just have to go into it with that expectation. Now, your content will get better. It will. Over time, it will get better always. So just understand that your first videos are not going to be your best videos, okay? Just get used to the process. Get used to the filming process, being in front of camera, scripting a video out really quickly with bullet points, like all these basic things that you need to do to create content. Get used to that and just start creating it. Do not edit your own videos, okay? Find an editor on Upwork, go to upwork.com, find a video editor in the Philippines, in India, somewhere where it's gonna cost you $10 to $15 an hour to get your videos edited, someone that has experience with YouTube, and just make bullet point notes on how you want things edited, okay? Another tip, when you're filming your video and you screw up, that's okay. So I might start talking, I might freeze and not know what I'm gonna say. Then what you do is clap twice, okay? And then you can talk to your video editor. So say, hey, can you just cut that out for me? And then your video editor will see a spike in the wave file in their editing software, and they'll know to go to that point, and you'll tell them, hey, can you just cut that part out? I'm gonna redo it, and then they'll cut that out. So don't press stop on your camera, re-record things. Just clap, say, hey, can you edit that out? And then keep going. Just keep the flow going. So focus on creating good content, but focus on creating content that you think will resonate with your audience, meaning content that you've researched. Because the biggest mistake I see people make is they just put out content because they think it's good, they think it's valuable, but it turns out there's no search volume on YouTube for it. Because what you want to do is you want to focus on content that actually has a search volume. So people, for example, are looking for what it's like to move to Vero Beach, the pros and cons of living there, all these different things about Vero Beach, right? They're Googling those or they're searching for those on YouTube. And that's how they're usually gonna find you, okay? For real estate, most of your search volume is gonna come from YouTube search. So these are the types of videos you wanna create if you wanna get found on YouTube, build trust. But whenever you make content, make sure you have a call to action. Make sure your editor puts up your phone number, your email, your website in lower thirds on the lower part of the video. I'll give you an example here. Here, check out my website, ericbpreston.com, something like that. Make it really clear what they have to do. You can say, I got links in the description, all that kind of stuff to make it really, really easy for them to actually take action. But having them take action is key. But again, I'm gonna go back to what I said, focus on the content. Do not try to learn editing. Do not get lost in equipment. Just get some basic fundamental stuff. Research your videos, map them out, focus on creating it. Understand your first ones are not gonna be the best, and that's all you gotta do. So I hope that was helpful, everyone. As always, make sure you like this video if you like it, dislike it if you didn't, whatever. It helps me create better content at the end of the day. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing. It does really support my channel and me putting out this stuff for you. Again, if you want a copy of my YouTube launch package for real estate, be sure to leave a comment. I'll send you a link to get a copy of that. If you have any questions, leave them down in the comment. Throw hashtag YouTube 2021 if you're getting into YouTube for the first time, and be sure to leave any questions there if you got them. If any of you are interested in getting on board with my EXP group and our opportunity, you can head to thecollaborativemovement.com. In my group, I do a lot of YouTube coaching. I finally decided to put up a YouTube video about this because I think it's valuable to people out there. But that's an area, if you are thinking about joining the company and you want to get involved with myself and Jason Simard, go to collaborativemovement.com. I'll put up a link here. You can check out everything we offer, but YouTube is a big thing that I really believe in these days, and I really help my expansion partners build and grow on those platforms. So anyway, I'm gonna leave you a couple of videos here, and I will see you all in the next video. Thanks for watching.